You ever walk into a place and feel like you're stepping on someone else's stage, like every move you make is being watched, judged, ready to be twisted into something ugly? That's how it felt when I started working at the Caldwell estate in Savannah, Georgia, a sprawling mansion that screamed old money, the kind of place where the walls whispered secrets and the people held grudges sharper than a kitchen knife. My name's Lena Carter, 29, a single mom scraping by to pay for my dad's heart treatments. And I took a housekeeping job there thinking it'd be a lifeline steady pay. No drama, but oh, man, was I wrong. It all started with Vanessa Caldwell, the lady of the house, a woman with a smile like a snake and eyes that could cut glass. I'd been there maybe a month, keeping my head down, polishing silver, folding linens, when I heard her voice tear through the upstairs hall like a storm. "You filthy nobody, you'll regret crossing me," she screamed. And my gut told me something was off, way off. I dropped my tray, the clatter of porcelain echoing in that too-quiet house, and ran toward the nursery. The door was half open, and there was little Ethan, barely a year old, crumpled on the floor by his crib, a thin line of blood on his forehead. Vanessa stood there, swaying in her silk robe, eyes glassy, a syringe glinting on the rug next to a tray dusted with white powder. My heart stopped, but my hands moved, scooping Ethan up, his tiny body warm against me, his whimpers breaking something inside. "He's hurt. He needs a doctor," I said, voice tight, already dialing 911. Vanessa lunged, her nails grazing my arm. "Don't you dare touch my son, you scheming rat." And that's when Margaret, the head housekeeper, appeared, cool as ice, saying, "Lena, stay in your lane. This ain't your business." But Ethan's cries drowned out her words, and I wasn't backing down. Not then, not ever. The weeks that followed were a war I didn't sign up for. Vanessa painted me as the villain, whispering to her husband, Thomas Caldwell, that I was after their money, trying to worm my way in. Thomas, all sharp suits and sharper glares, towered over me one night, his voice low, dangerous. "You've been here a month. Lena, you don't know my wife, and I don't tolerate liars." Every day, Vanessa's insults got uglier, her words dripping with venom. "You people always want what's not yours, don't you?" And Margaret was no better, her smirks like little knives, muttering, "Careful, Lena, accidents happen to girls who meddle." They thought they could scare me into silence, but they didn't know me, didn't know the fire that burns when you're fighting for someone who can't fight for themselves. I started piecing things together, late nights in my tiny room, jotting down every detail: the syringe, the tray, the way Vanessa's perfume lingered like a chemical haze. I got help from Sarah, a nurse at St. Mary's Hospital, who saw Vanessa that night, slurring, unsteady, and wasn't afraid to say it. "We saw the truth, Lena," Sarah told me over coffee, her voice steady, "and we'll back you up." Then there was the security guy, Mike, who let slip that the nursery camera footage was backed up on a cloud server, not just the missing SD card Margaret had conveniently lost. That was my lifeline, my shot at proof. The turning point came when I got my hands on that footage, time-stamped, raw, undeniable: Ethan's fall, Vanessa's stumble, me rushing in, cradling him, calling for help. I showed it to Thomas, watched his face go pale, the kind of pale that comes when your whole world cracks open. "You're accusing my wife," he said, voice like ice, but I held my ground. "I'm telling you what I saw." Vanessa didn't take it lying down. Oh no. She came at me harder, slipping threats under my door, a photo of my dad in his hospital bed with her handwriting on the back, "Tell Thomas you lied, or he pays." I was shaking, but I wasn't breaking. At a charity gala, I knew she'd show up, couldn't resist the chance to gloat, and I was ready. Under the glow of terrace lights, she grabbed my arm, hissing, "You think you belong here, Lena? You're just the help, a nobody in a borrowed dress." But the cameras were rolling, hidden, catching every word, every bruise she left on me. When the cops stepped in, her face froze, and for the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Gotcha, I thought, and damn, it felt good. Vanessa was hauled off, but she wasn't done, not by a long shot. She got out on bail, kept circling, sending creepy packages: Ethan's torn teddy bear, smeared with red paint, and I caught her one night, sneaking through a hidden passage in the old wine cellar, her eyes wild, whispering about taking Ethan back. I faced her down, lamp in hand, heart pounding. You're not touching him. Vanessa. Not now, not ever. Thomas caught wind of it, saw the footage from a new camera we'd set up, and that was it. He kicked her out for good, filed a restraining order, made it so she couldn't see Ethan without a court say-so. The house felt lighter, like it could breathe again, and Thomas looked at me different, not as the help, but as someone who'd saved his kid twice. He asked me to be Ethan's guardian, official, legal, and I said yes, because that boy's smile was worth every bruise, every threat. But here's the thing, Vanessa's out there, somewhere, and people like her don't just disappear. I still feel her shadow sometimes, in the quiet of the night, like she's waiting for her next move. I'm ready, though, because I've learned something in this fight. Truth doesn't just win, it builds something stronger, something nobody can tear down. So what do you think? Was I right to keep fighting, or should I have walked away when it got ugly? Drop a comment. Tell me your take. Have you ever had to stand up to someone like Vanessa, someone who thought they could bury you? Let's talk about it, because trust me, this kind of fight happens everywhere.